Dude, so I want to talk about a little bit about what's going on with certain avenues in Disney. I tweeted yesterday, and I don't know if you've seen this, and we were talking about this a little bit earlier, the subject matter. But of course, I don't know what the hell's going on, and I think it's just actors feel like they have to do this to, increase their opportunities. But almost every actor in Harry Potter's come out against J.K. Rowling because, she's apparently, her being like an actual feminist is disparaging against trans women. It's always about trans women, by the way. It's never about
right, of course.
Always about trans women because they're men, right? So that's the whole point. And it's funny how all the riots and all the anger is coming from the trans women side when it's literally it's like the final step of the patriarchy, in my opinion, right? Like the mythical patriarchy, the final step was men like assuming power again. And now we kicked, it's 4D chess, right? So Daniel Radcliffe came out and basically said he's for like surgery on minors for gender affirmation, right? And I tweeted yesterday this beautiful meme that took me a whole 8 seconds to make. I tweeted this. Let me find it. Let me get there. It is. It's so beautiful. So here it is. I tweeted this, and I was very, very proud of it. And there it is. Look at this. What do you think about this?
You're a groomer, Harry.
And it got like 2,000 likes or some shit, which is a lot for my dumb ass. But what do you think? What do you think about that? Like, what do you think about actors coming out and saying that they support like removing the genitals of a child?
I know their fucking agent tells them this is a good idea, and this is where you step in and say, no, this is not a good idea. It's never a good idea. Your best idea on this is to be silent. If you cannot just simply say, you know what, like maybe we should leave kids alone. That should be the number one position. Maybe we should just leave kids alone. But if you can't say that because your testicles haven't dropped or whatever, or your ovaries have dried, I don't know what the equivalent for women is. If you can't say, maybe we should just leave kids alone, then just don't say anything.
That's what I was about to say. Why not just not say anything? Right?
They gotta make a stand because they're being pushed. And if they what's being fed to these retarded idiots is that, well, you're associated with J.K. Rowling. If you don't say something, they'll assume you agree with her and it'll be bad for business. Here's a hint, guys. It's never going to be bad for your business to just not say anything on a political topic. It's not bad for your business to just avoid it. And it's certainly not bad for your business to say, you know what, this is a really complex topic, but you know what, I think kids need to be protected. And I think that's a key aspect we should keep in mind wherever this goes, is that we should protect kids, and society has a duty to protect children. And people can take that either way. It's a nice ambiguous way to do it, but while stating the obvious that kids, like, the government actually does have a duty to protect children a little bit. It's one of the few things that they do have. We don't give them autonomy. We don't give them the right to contract. We don't give them most of this stuff until they're 18. So as the exchange, we should be protecting them. And we are hell bent on throwing them into the damn meat grinder, on the fucking sacrificial altar of Moloch, chopping their damn genitals off, hoping that they kill themselves, doing all the nastiest shit to kids, mainly to break down families, to break down the parent-child relationship, and to make these little government pro-government automatons. And they are willing to sacrifice any number of kids to suicide, to depression, to everything else, to drugs, to prostitution, to make another government automaton. They'll let 5 kids die to get one on their side. They're disgusting people. I hate them.
Yeah, and it doesn't just start with children. It starts with directly attacking masculinity, which has been happening for a while now. Directly attacking femininity, which has been happening for a while now. Because what does masculinity do? Masculine men lead the world. Extremely feminine women heal the world. Correct?
So yeah, I saw that tweet of yours. That was a good tweet.
Yeah. And so masculine men, they lead the world. Feminine men, they heal the world. And what do they do that? How do they do that? By repairing the nuclear family structure. Because what is it that's destroying Western culture? Probably I mean, what is it exactly? Look, I know it's yeah, black's a little, but other than that, that's a joke, everybody. By the way, chill out. No, just a little bit. No, just a hair. No, what's destroying Western culture is the fact that destroying the family unit. If you look at every stat that exists, college graduates, crime, rape, murder, fist fighting your mama, all that shit, every statistic across the board is 80 to 90% higher if you are not just brought up in a normal family, father, mother, masculine, feminine role. That is pretty much, I mean, what is Ben Shapiro says that. And I don't really care for Ben Shapiro, especially his voice. It's weird. He's kind of little and creepy.
Come on, Camelot. I talk at 500 miles an hour, and it's great because my wife doesn't know what a wet pussy is.
So that being said, he said it really great. The best way to be successful is don't have kids out of wedlock, you know, and graduate from school. Don't have kids out of wedlock. Go to work, like the father and the mother unit. Like, and dude, I have friends that are stereotypically, people would think if they saw them on the side of the road, they would think certain stereotypes of them because they're people of color, right? But they grew up in a normal family unit, so they're super laid back, super normal, and they're relatively successful. And that's the issue. And now they've already completed that, right? So they've been beating down masculinity for 10 years. They've been beating down femininity for 30 years, right? Don't get married. Be a hoe. Just go to college. Go be a CEO of a company. Don't get married. Don't worry about men. They've been doing that for 30 years.
You don't even want to do that. Why would kids and a husband make you happy? They'll just keep you down, queen.
Exactly. They've been doing that for years. They succeeded at that shit a long time ago. But now the next move is to go after kids directly. Now it's like, well, we can get them in there on hormones at 7 years old. And now, not only are they, they're going to be bringing profit to the medical field, and big pharma for the rest of their fucking life. Also, they're going to be a slave to the government for the rest of their life. Right? So what do you I was talking to someone about this 2-3 days ago. I was thinking, we were like, what happened? We were talking about, and I talked about this to them. It was a long discussion. I was like, what the hell happened? Right? And my mind went back. Now, look, I was just spitballing, but my mind kind of went to programs, including and similar to welfare. Right?
Yeah.
My mind kind of went to that place because you don't need a father when your child, their father is the government. They reward people for being single and having multiple children. I mean, I saw an interview with this lady, and she was a pretty intelligent lady. And they were like, why don't you just get a job instead of worrying about welfare? Because the interview took place there was a welfare line, and it was like delayed that day, and everybody was pissed. So they were interviewing people online. And this lady said, I would make less working full time by like 70% if I went and did that right now. Then she's like, so I have to stay on welfare. There is no other way. And being a slave to the government automatically, and of course, these kind of areas that are really heavy in welfare is like 90% of crime, right? So that's the whole issue. Is what do you think? Do you think welfare is to blame for something like that?
Oh, hell yeah. Welfare was intentionally crafted to destroy the black family. Because it created a subservient class to a particular sphere of the government. And they love it. They love it. They love it. They love it. It's been so fucking effective. Prior to the welfare state existing, black families were actually more successful than white families. They had a higher adherence to the nuclear family unit. They had a lower rate of divorce, and all of that got just destroyed by welfare because exactly what you said. What we'll do is we will disincentivize black women from working. We will disincentivize black men from remaining in the home, because if the black man remains in the home, then his income goes towards the woman and she's not qualifying for the same level of benefit and stuff like that. And that gets black men out on the street. That gets black men away from responsibilities. And what do? They never grow up. They remain children. They start, they sell drugs. They get in fights. This is the story of every fucking terrible inner city neighborhood over and over and over again. And they targeted the black family. And they did it because let's face it, these people have been fucking racist forever. This isn't new and shouldn't be news to anyone. That's what they did, and it's how they accomplished this goal. And once they did it, they created that slavery class that will, for some reason, support them forever, even though it's the cause of all of this shit.